William McKinley, 25th President of the United States, 1843 to 1901. 1897 to 1901. William McKinley was the 25th President of the United States, serving from March 4th, 1897 until his assassination in September 6, 1901 until his second term 6 months later. Alright, 1843, McKinley was born in Niles, Ohio. Yeah, you get Nile, the river, but that's not what we're talking about, alright. Then, 22 years later, when he was 22, McKinley ended his Civil War service with the rank of Major. Then, 11 years later, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. 14 years later, McKinley authored the McKinley Tariff Act. 2 years later, he became governor of Ohio. Then, 4 years later, he was elected president. Then, 2 years later, the U.S. defeated Spain in the Spanish-American War. And then, 1899, Secretary of State Johnson Hay secures open-door policy in China. Then, in 1900, he was re-elected president. Then, the next year, in 1901, he was killed by Leon, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, he was killed in 1901. And Vice President Teddy Roosevelt becomes the youngest man to ever be president at 42. So yeah, McKinley was the oldest president to be assassinated at 58. And he was the second longest surviving assassinated president at 8 days. Yeah, like more than a week he survived that shot. Nickname was the Idol of Ohio. His vice presidents were Garret A. Hobart from 1897 to 1901. Then Teddy Roosevelt. Party was Republican. State representative was Ohio. Yep, he was born in January 29th, 1843. Then died by assassination in September 14th, 1901. Occupations were soldier and lawyer. His college was Allegheny College. I don't know how to say it. And his wife was Ida Saxton McKinley. So yeah. Yeah, McKinley survived the shot for only 8 days. But Garfield survived the shot for 2.5 months, which was longer than McKinley. So yeah. And yep, are you happy we're finally at the 20th century presidents? Yep, finally, after the 19th century presidents, we're finally moving on to the 20th century presidents, because we're now in 1901. So that's all I have to say about Mr. McKinley. He has been gone for 117 years. September 14th was the anniversary of his death, 117th, so, and bye.